We're back, people, and today we got a new style video going over the best fits at defensive tackle, top 3 for the Miami Dolphins in this upcoming 2025 NFL draft class. We're looking for some specific things here, specifically guys that are explosive, that can create some disruption in the pocket on twists and stunts, and then people that can potentially hold their own at the point of attack with some play strengths. I want to look at different, types of players. I got one guy that can eat up the middle, be like a 1-tech nose guy, play some 2-eye. Some guy, one of them's more of a 3-tech, can do some other things. And one guy that's like kind of can move all over the line, even play some big edge, because I think Dolphins do value big edge. So starting it off, we're going with Kenneth Grant, Michigan, listed at 6'3" and 5/8, 331, and tested pretty well for that size. Like, guy's an absolute freak of nature, and he's like probably the round 1 option. I think out of the defensive tackles, like, he has a pretty realistic shot of being the pick, because I do think he's likely to be on the board, and I think he just feels like he's a guy the Dolphins will like. And if you go back to the times where, Weaver coming from the Ravens, they always had someone in that middle of that defense that could just eat up double teams. And Grant is one of those guys who's absolutely huge, but moves so well for his size. Like, no one should be able to move this well. You'll see some clips going on of him flying around. That first step, which is big. First step explosiveness, definitely a trait that we're looking for with a lot of these guys. And he's going to have that for a guy that's going to be playing 1-tech. So disruptive, has great traits to work with, but I think he'll be an immediate impact player as well. A guy that will make an impact right away as a run defender. I think there's some things he needs to work on, like with a pass rush plan, maybe being a little more consistent on those reps. Like, his high end reps still end up showing in pass pro. Like, he'll just get down, he'll disrupt a pocket right down the middle. Like, he needs more of a pass rush plan in those situations. Like, he's so powerful and explosive, like, he'll just beat people and, collapse those pockets on quarterbacks. I could really see him easily being like just one of those players in the league that, he's a decade-long player, very consistent, very solid, good at what he does, and then we'll have the flashy big play reps. I don't expect him to ever have, like, crazy stats or anything, but he'll do more beyond the stat sheet with taking up the double teams and being disruptive. So a guy that I think Miami will really like. 13, a pick at 13, like, it would be a pick I would be all right with. It wouldn't be my favorite pick most likely, but I think it's a pick they would like to make, and he's a great fit schematically. Would be awesome even in like a trade back or something, but that's sort of going beyond and kind of speculating that. But Kenneth Grant, someone I really like for the Dolphins, eats up space, explosive, powerful, can hold his own at the point of attack, keep linebackers clean. This is someone that the Dolphins didn't really get to have in the scheme last year, but I think they want that. And Grant's one of those kind of like unicorn type players at that position that can also still create disruption in those situations. After Kenneth Grant, we got TJ Sanders, South Carolina. He's the more of explosive 3-tech guy, listed at about 6'4", 290. So, not the biggest guy in the world, like weight-wise on him. Like pretty average size, but he plays with some good play strength, which I think is a big thing. But that first step explosiveness, like I'm saying, like, he'll play 3-tech. I've even seen him rush from 1 in nose and bully centers. You'll see some of that. I think he has good play strength in 1-on-1s. I don't think he's a guy you want taking on like double teams. He can struggle with some double teams, playing with high pad level, but he's a guy with super high motor and disruptive. And you want people in these schemes that can work on twists and stunts. Dolphins love to run stunts. This goes for Kenneth Grant, TJ Sanders, and the next guy. These are guys that can cross the face of an offensive line with quickness, crash down, and create a looping opportunity for someone else. And they're also athletic enough to be the loop guy in those situations, and they have the timing and feel for it down. That's why I think the Dolphins will really, really like these guys. So, disruptive traits. He has length to him as well. Has sometimes I think he can work on the details. Like, all 3 of these guys I'm going to mention, all I think could work on the tiny little details, which are things that are coachable, but they still make disruptive plays. They still, do a lot of good work. They're still productive players, which I think is huge, that they can still get even better with better coaching. Like, so to me, I always like guys that have traits, but still make plays, but they still can, work to get their game better. There's a lot of guys that don't end up making plays, but still need to, work on their game. But Sanders, Grant, both guys that can make some plays, very different players as well, different sizes. Sanders is going to be more of that 3-tech like I'm talking about. But he's a guy that will create, a nice impact. Day 2 pick. Not 100 in this D-line class. It's tough probably to pinpoint down exactly where these guys are going to go, but I do think he's a day 2 guy. Has a nice speed to power move. Once he like kind of puts down some of like has a plan every snap, because there's times where he doesn't always have a plan. But he gave some people trouble. Like he even probably gave like Tyler Booker, the Alabama guard, his most trouble. So definitely a fan of TJ Sanders and sort of his fit for what he could bring to the Miami Dolphins. Now this next name, not a guy I've seen brought up a ton until like maybe sometime recently on Twitter, but Vernon Broughton, Texas D lineman. To me, he looks like a guy that would fit really, really well. Listed at 6'4", 305, super explosive. Love his explosive play potential and alignment versatility. Dolphins love to have alignment versatile players. You see it last year with Zach Sealer, Calais Campbell. They aligned all over the place. Sometimes would even play big edge snaps. I think Vernon Broughton can do similar things and would easily be a part of the rotation right away. Super disruptive. And he's another one that I think can still get even better, but is already an explosive, violent, disruptive player. Good play strength. Like he moves well for his size. So 6'4", 305 can play, I've seen him play from, 2i down to defensive end, and he's one of the guys that like at 2i and 4i, which it's usually kind of tough to be disruptive at 2i and 4i in those, those spots. They're not the most advantageous spots to create a pass rush. He still finds a way to get after it in those spots. So creating disruptions, wins from rushes from in those spots. Great first step and just overall athleticism. He also works well on twisted stunts. He has that first step. He crosses people's face, can win on those when he's crashing, but then also has the athleticism to get around on the loops. I think like all his issues that he has are coachable. I think sometimes he plays with like a little high pad level, but he's still getting after it, which is great. Has violent hands, great play strength. Another guy that I think can also control his own at the point of attack. Like him and Sanders can both control the point of attack if you want them to 2 gap or 1.5 gap. But I think it's at their best just allowing them to get forward, be aggressive. Those are big things. So all guys that have good athleticism, some good play strength to at least win their one-on-ones and create just really combine that explosiveness and that power to either collapse the pocket with speed to rush power, or just good job on those stunts, taking people out with them. Like you see Sealer is like, that's why I've made a video last year saying like why Sealer was such a good scheme fit. It's because of how dominant he was on those twists and stunts, and like Sealer created multiple sack opportunities for players last year just because of like how dominant he was at crashing and taking out multiple offensive linemen. So really, really like to see that out of these 3 guys. I think all 3 of them can do it. Different types of players, with Kenneth Grant being your 1/nose, but he'll have those dominant reps. TJ Sanders, same thing, but 3 tech, much smaller. He can also create a disruptive on that interior. And then Vernon Broughton's a guy who will line up all over the line. I feel like he's going to get more and more love because of the ability just to create that disruption and win from all 3 spots. So I'm probably going to make more videos like this if people want it, where I just go like top 3 best fits for the Miami Dolphins at each position in the draft. Because I usually, talk about this in the stream, but I just want to make a video to have it like in one place, keep it nice and quick. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.